the neurologist actually told me, "Thank God there is no bleeding in your brain." Is this job worth my life? It actually gave me the conviction that I want to do YouTube.
Do remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more contents.
Hi everybody, I'm Zionette Esther. Today I will be sharing with you guys on how I start my YouTube journey and why did I quit my ex-job. I have started my YouTube since last year June until now, so I've been on this YouTube journey for about 1 year and 3 months already. Mainly my desire to start a YouTube channel actually started since 2011 and 2012, that period of time. At that point of time, I was very young. I was having self-doubt. I think that I'm not good enough, and of course I'm afraid of other people's opinions. Not helping that after that I got attached with my ex-husband and went through the abusive period. Even after I got out of it in 2017, I think, at that point of time my self-esteem was crushed and I didn't think of myself that well. I think that I'm terrible. This is one of the reasons why I didn't think of it anymore. Until I got attached with my current boyfriend. As you guys know that he's actually a musician. From a few of my song covers, he actually plays guitar for me, and there was once he actually taught me to play guitar, which I need to practice more, but I didn't. He actually told me that it's actually how bad you want it, and he have been encouraging me to do a song cover and not to think of myself that way lah. Have confidence. My sister have always been asking me to do song covers. Also at a period of time, two of my friends, Joan and Raphael, actually like, hey, why not you just start doing song covers? So I was like thinking, since like my closer ones are giving me confirmations and they believe in me, why not I just do it? But at that point of time, it's like, why not I just try it? After that, I actually asked my vocal teacher whether I can start doing song covers. Actually, I was very scared when I asked her. So she is supportive of me doing song covers. After that, I was like, oh yes, then I just start. Previously, I was working in a specialist clinic in a private hospital. It was opened by one of my ex-boss in another clinic. Because it is a newly startup, they wanted to save on the headcount. So of course, salary cut, but more job scope. At that point of time, I was like attending to patients, doing administrative work, accounts matter, like the clinic accounts, then also doing a few of the nurses' duties like chaperone, helping the doctors with the wound and arranging surgeries and stuff, because they also want to save on the cost for cleaning. So I actually does cleaning job at the initial start because my ex-boss is a very nice person. He have known me since I was 22, 23. So I was like, okay lah, don't mind, then I just do. When they just start up, the paperwork wasn't that much. When the business get better, it got really overwhelmed for me. At that point of time, I was like attending to 16 doctors. I still can manage. That was pre-COVID period. It wasn't really very helpful when COVID came about. I believe many companies and many people, they have additional workload for COVID itself. So on top of what I have, right, with this COVID paperwork, I cannot. Can you imagine? I only have one brain, 2 hands, and 1 body. It was really tough for me at that point of time. So everything is being attended by me for the running clinic portion. On the day that I want to do my first song cover recording, right, which is 岩石里的花, do check out the link below for my first song cover. On that day, right, I was actually experiencing headache. And then the headache, right, was really very bad. I always have like migraines and headaches, but this is way top. This is like above that type of pain I cannot control. I felt like there's a kind of liang feel. Then I cannot focus. My mind is really scattering around. I can't think properly. So I actually went to A&E, and then they asked me to do MRI, and also the doctor ordered blood tests. I remember one of the things that the neurologist actually told me, thank God there is no bleeding in your brain. And that actually struck me. It was a very vulnerable period for me, especially like feeling that terrible. Wow. I just cannot explain the feeling actually. So the doctor actually says that I was overworked. I overworked my brain. His instruction was for me to rest, not to think of anything, not to do anything, and of course take medication. I was on a drip as well. When I was lying on the hospital bed, the doctor's words, right, was ringing in my mind. thank God there's no bleeding, thank God there's no bleeding. It felt like another near-death experience other than my previous abusive relationship. It felt like I could have died again. I could have died without doing anything again. I was very regretful that I let two forces to stop me from doing whatever that I wanted to. First one will be people's opinion. I'm afraid that people is going to say, your singing sucks, why are you doing all these things? Trying to make people pity about you or whatever. I don't even care, nobody cares. And then secondly, my own viewpoint of myself. I had self-doubt, think like I'm not good enough and all these thoughts. When I was lying on that bed, right, I was thinking all these 2 points, right, it doesn't really matter that much because that regret was really very strong. There's a saying like, you won't want to regret on your deathbed. I cannot remember the exact word. After that, then I was like, I don't want to let all these things brings me down. I haven't do song covers yet, and I haven't shared my abuse story on what I've learned. Especially abuse topic is a taboo. A lot of people, they don't say. So wow, if let's say at that point of time I really dying, I think I will regret until my deathbed, man. It actually gave me the conviction that I want to do YouTube. I want to share my story. Because I was hospitalized, so everything was being run by my ex-manager. She actually keep on calling me at a point of time like, hey, where are the things being placed and about the work stuff, knowing that I need to rest and not think of anything. But I understand that she need to ask me certain things to actually do the job. The hospital that I'm staying at, right, downstairs is actually my specialist clinic. So she keep on calling me until I have to ask the nurse, right, whether I can go down to actually help her with my drip. But then the nurse was very concerned because the doctor instructed that I cannot get down. That time I can fall easily, I stumble easily. But of course in the end I didn't manage to go down. My manager is a very nice person, but I think it's just like the situation is very last minute. The volume that she screamed at me, right, is like, even though it is not on a loudspeaker, my boyfriend and my family can actually heard it. That was how bad it was. I actually thought to myself that, is this job worth my life? I had so much work to do and I already overworked until the point that I have to hospitalize, and that might have a chance that I have bleeding in my brain, and yet you don't show your concern. It certainly doesn't feel good when you're going through that. My parents and my boyfriend, knowing my job scope is so overwhelming at that point of time, they actually asked me why not I just quit. One of the things that my boyfriend told me and my parents told me is, no company will collapse if you are not around. Even if you are not around, they can hire another person. But 你人只有一个. If you down, means you are down. I only have one life. It is not worth it that I'm being treated that way. Basically, the work and the salary doesn't justify me to sacrifice my own life. So after I came out of the hospital, I rest for a few days before I did my first song cover. So that actually kickstart my journey. I want to share my own story, my own voice, irregardless on how I think of myself. Of course, now I still feel that I'm not good enough. But honestly speaking, when is good enough? Nobody will face a point of time, right, that they feel too good of themselves. Most of the time, people just improve. I really encourage everybody that if you want to do certain things, don't think of yourself that way. You need to do something in order to improve. I don't want anyone to feel that kind of regret next time. Perhaps you are worried about people's opinion. People who don't want to understand you will not understand you no matter how you actually try to explain to them. 只要你对得起你自己就好了. Only people who wants to understand you will try to understand. That's the thing that I learned throughout this journey. So I really hope to share with you guys about my life, the abuse, school bullying, anorexia, my self-image, skin issues, and many more. If let's say you guys have went through all those things, right, you can leave down the comments below to encourage other people who are going through the same thing. And just to give you guys a heads up, I'll be sharing abuse topic in September, because abuse, it can be with different relationships like husband and wife, parents with children, or between siblings, or even at workplace. this is mainly about why I start my YouTube channel. So if you like this video, right, do like, subscribe and share, and I hope to see you in my next video. That's all. Thank you. Bye bye.